Everybody, welcome to this week's Tiller's Turf Talk from a glorious spring morning here at Springwood Farm. Hope everyone's keeping really well. So this week we're going to have a little wander out again, see what's going on. I'm sure there'll be a bit of harvest, a bit of mowing and a few other bits and bobs going on, making the best of this lovely dry spring weather that we're having at the moment. And yeah, it's strange weather, it's still really cold at night, but we're getting lovely afternoons and really making the best of it. And I'm sure it won't be too long as things are starting to dry up before we're needing to use this lot. And I'm sure we'll be taking a close look at irrigation at some point during the season. But before we head out this week, we just want to, on behalf of Tillers, raise a glass to all the fantastic groundsmen and groundswomen out there on what is Grounds Week this week, and a real celebration of the contribution that these more than passionate individuals give to this fantastic industry, this turf industry we all work in. So it doesn't matter if they're preparing a Sunday League pitch, up to national stadia that are hosting viewing to billions of people worldwide. The contribution that these people give, some of them voluntarily, just really can't be understated. So fantastic celebration, like I say, to all their contribution. I'm not sure there's an industry that shows so much passion and pride in what they do as this fantastic one that we work in. And yeah, so a massive hats off from all at Tillers to the groundsmen once again. So we'll head out and we'll go and see what's going on. Well, what an absolute privilege to be out this morning. It was absolutely beautiful. You can already feel the warmth of the sun. It's only about 8:30. So before we head too far out, I just thought we'd nip into this field that's quite local to headquarters and just have a look at something we've not looked at for a while, and that's a little bit of harvest. So the product we're harvesting out of here is Arena Gold. So that is our blend of ryegrass and fescue. And this is a fantastic turf, like I say, for nice high quality lawns, for tee boxes, surrounds, fairways, anything like that. So before we're going to have a closer look, we've also got our bespoke trailers here. We have made previous videos about those, and they've been absolutely invaluable to us this winter, particularly with the wet conditions we've had for getting this turf out of the fields to the loading pads and onto the lorries. So we'll have a closer look at the turf in a moment, but in the meantime let's go and enjoy some harvest. One thing that we really benefited from with these nice dry spring days is being able to get on nice and early with the first feed of the year. So the crops now have all had an application of potash, which is going to help with root development and the overall strength of the turf, and also have an application of nitrogen, which with the temperatures we're getting, this nice bit of sunshine on here now, is giving a great response. It's given a bit of colour, starting to activate some healthy growth, and the turf overall is looking absolutely fantastic. The other thing I've noticed, I'm just going to flip the camera around, is we've got some nice roots coming through. So once installed, this turf is really going to establish very quickly and do the job that it needs to do. Now, whether that's in a back garden or on a golf course, it's going to be ready in a couple of weeks to play off, play on, or whatever else it's used for. So fantastic. We'll go a little bit further, let's see what else is going on. The next field we're visiting today is one that's been seeded, and behind me Paul is on the pneumatic drill. So this one 24 metres wide. We normally use it for spreading sort of microgranular fertiliser, but today we use it for grass seed. Now this is quite a sensitive field, so we're trying to keep running on the ground to a limit, and at 24 metres this is obviously a lot less passes over the field, and therefore we're not going to get the instability. They're doing a fantastic job. Perfect day for doing it. There's absolutely not a breath of wind. So that seed is falling nicely into position, and Paul's doing a fantastic job. As with when we're spreading sort of microgranular fertilisers with this air spreader, we get a fantastically even distribution. Now it doesn't matter whether it's fertiliser or seed, it's incredibly accurate and giving us a perfect grams per square metre application. So I'm just going to flip the camera around. And if we take a closer look, you can see here we've got a lovely uniform distribution of seed. So the next pass over this will just work that nicely now down to the surface, so we've got seed at multiple levels, and yeah, this field, particularly with these conditions, it can be up and running and germinating really quick, and we're going to make a fantastic crop going forward. Brilliant stuff. Nice one, Paul. Not only is Paul being super efficient with his seeding operation with his fantastic 24-metre width on the pneumatic spreader, but we also like to make the filling up easy for him too. So we have these nice induction hoppers which are filled up with seed back at base, lifted up with the JCB. The chute underneath just releases the seed straight into the hopper. And also we'll be carrying labels. So have a look at this one. It tells it's a blend of perennial ryegrass, fescue and smooth stalk meadowgrass. This means that we've got a crop of our Tiller's arena going in here, and yeah, this will be grown on now for the next sort of 12-15 months before it goes out of the field. Obviously in between there's going to be lots more going on, and including lots of mowing. So I think that's what we'll do next. We'll head out, see if we can find a mower. As we head out to find the V-mow, I've just called into the field that we looked at last week, where we were out with the Cambridge roller, and it's doing exactly what it was meant to do. So we've got a nice consolidated surface now, seed sat nicely in there waiting for a little bit of moisture to really trigger it and get it going. Also, while I'm down here, I'm hoping to get a bit of bonus footage today. You may notice behind me here there's some power stations over there somewhere, and I believe one of those is going to be demolished this morning, so I'm going to hang around for 10 minutes, see if that happens, and hopefully we'll get some coverage. Well, that was short and sweet, but I've never experienced anything quite like that before. A proper demolition job. So a little added bonus to this video. We'll head out now. Let's go find another bonus. That's the V-mow. .2 metres of mowing magic right there. Well, I hope you've really enjoyed this week's Turf Talk, and once again a real mixed bag of things going on. There's loads of other stuff too. There's, like I say, we're starting to set out a bit of irrigation now. There's still loading up the harvest from this morning. Like I say, still super busy on that. If you haven't got any turf delivered recently, you may want to think about getting a bit of water on it. Things are starting to get very dry now, so bear that in mind. So as always, thanks for watching. Please help us to continue to grow the channel by sharing, retweeting, consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's much appreciated by myself and Tillers. And in the meantime, this weekend, if you're out once again watching some sport or maybe even playing it yourself, just take a minute to sit back and just a little appreciation for the groundsmen and the groundswomen out there. They're doing a fantastic job to produce those surfaces for us week in, week out, with a pride and passion that's unrivaled. So take a moment to maybe even just walk up and say thank you to them. I'm sure they'd really appreciate it. So in the meantime, have a great weekend. We'll catch you next week. Take care everybody. Cheers for now.